What's up? I'm HUGZ. That's Sam. Welcome to HUGZ and Sam. Today we're getting into The Legend of Korra, Season 1, Episode 11. We're coming up on the end of the book. Last we left off, they drifted apart in the world.
Oh my gosh, that was so sad. I cried whenever I was editing this episode 10. I was like bawling my eyes out all over again.
The Lin removal scene or power removal scene was very intense. That whole trying to save Korra, or not trying to save Korra, trying to save Tenzin and
his family.
Yeah, jumping off to defend
the airbenders, and then we left off with freaking Iroh, aka Zuko's voice, aka Zuko's son.
Is it his son or his grandson?
I'm pretty sure it's son.
Because I look at Tenzin, and I think because Zuko was older than Aang, and that's Aang's kid is Tenzin, and he seemed much younger, so I'm like, maybe that's his grandkid.
I don't think so. I think it's just his son. I just think that it's he may have had him older or something.
I don't know. But I'm just saying that's why I thought maybe it was grandkid.
But hearing that voice was like, oh my gosh,
yeah.
we were freaked out. Instant. And we were like, oh my gosh, that's freaking Zuko. But then we were like, no, it's not. But it's his voice. No. And so awesome. I'm excited to see because we have them coming in to save the day. And
which we were worried about at first, that maybe they would also be corrupted.
Right.
Because you're like, can they really trust them? Whatever they're called. I forget what they're called. The something force, like the global force or something.
This is the second time we've discussed this. I didn't say that I didn't think we could trust them. I said that I didn't trust that they got the notice that they were in trouble. Because they said the wire's been sent, but it was right after
the communication's been shut down.
Communication had been shut down. So it's like, you know what I'm saying.
In my head, I've just believed that you thought we couldn't trust them.
No, I've explained this before. You just must not have been listening.
Hey, you have some crazy out there theories sometimes. I'm just trying to ride with you, okay?
All right, yeah.
I'm just trying to ride with you. Yeah, I just try to ride with you.
Yeah.
But anyway, excited to see how that turns out. Really emotional for Lin.
That was heartbreaking, yeah. So, as y'all saw in our last reaction, I was crying.
In my last reaction.
I say mine because I was crying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Let's jump into it. See what's going down. Hey guys, a lot of these anime reactions will be getting blocked, so make sure to go down to the description for a reaction link, or you can watch the full version over on Patreon.
Dang.
Alright, so a lot of our suspicions were confirmed in this.
I know.
So that's really cool.
So he was a waterbender, and it felt like blood bending, which is kind of what we thought. Maybe it was like him bending blood to fill the chakra to not allow it to Yeah,
or just I never knew if it's the chakra thing, because the chakra thing I thought was mostly just about the avatar state.
Right.
I just feel like if it's your body has an ability to bend, it's got to be your ability to do other things. You know what I mean? If it's turning off a invisible limb, you know what I mean? Clogging it off or whatever.
So he runs away, and I guess he hates bending because of...
Makes sense.
Yeah.
He got abused by a bender his whole life and taught to do horrible things for revenge.
Yeah, bending was the reason that he was the way he was. And...
But also low-key is still getting revenge for his father by going after the Avatar.
Right. But is he really wanting to hurt the Avatar though? Because it's almost like he's kind of spared the Avatar a couple times. He didn't take Korra's bending.
Well, and also, the Avatar is the only reason that his dad got stripped of his powers and he was evil.
Yeah. So I don't think he's against Korra. I don't think he wants to take her powers or hurt her in any way.
Mm-hmm.
I just think he wanted to kind of capture her and
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm not sure how that's going to resolve. But I do like that we finally got some answers to some of the questions that we've been asking. And also I love the Iroh character. And it's so trippy. Also, is Amon's voice actor as a kid Aang?
For a second,
the voice actor for Aang?
I would need to hear it more.
I need to look into that and see who the voice actor is for Aang. Because it sounded very similar.
Yeah, it did.
Also, I want to see Boomy. Isn't there another sibling too?
Yeah, there was.
They have a daughter, right? Or a
sister.
sister.
I thought it was.
I thought there was
boys.
a girl. Was it all boys?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
The
I remember Boomy was
recognized
one.
was Boomy because of it being Boomy, you know.
Yeah. Well, as soon as it said Boomy, I got all excited. Well, because we got Zuko's voice actor on a character named Iroh. That's the grandkid of Zuko.
Which almost is like kind of like hard for me because it's like, oh, it's Iroh and we're saying Iroh, but then we're also like, whenever
Zuko's
I say
voice
Iroh,
actor.
I'm like thinking of an old man. So I'm like, I should have saw me in Iroh, and I'm like, ugh, but that's Iroh.
I just think it's cool because it's like, you know, people take on a lot of things from their parents, you know, or pass down the line like their grandparents.
Yeah.
And it's like you say stuff that's a lot like your grandparents, and like that's your mom's side of the family. And whereas like for me, I know I look a lot like my dad, and which actually was an Avatar picture that was really weird. We did this like age app of when I did that episode of Avatar with the arrow, and it looked like my dad had it. It looked really crazy, actually.
But you act just like your mom, like to a T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, so it's kind of cool having Zuko's voice actor, because it's like some people sound like, you know what I mean, like their ancestor or whatever, their parent or their grandparent or stuff like that. So it's like fitting, you know what I'm saying? And I love the throwbacks. Anything that connects this series to
like
the
when they
old
make
series.
mention of Katara and
or
just
Boomy,
things,
the fact that it's gonna be a new character or whatever, but it's still like the name is a throwback.
Yeah, and it's almost like them putting Amon's face on it. Aang was like kind of like, to us it's like we're like, oh, it like pisses us off, you know, because we love Aang. And
well, I thought that was really cool. That's a power move.
Yeah, but it's like it kind of is like, no, you don't do that, fam.
See, like there's just something.
Do not disrespect Aang.
Again, a million times I talk about this across the channel. I love villains, and the better a villain is, the more compelling the storyline is.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a power move. That's such a cool thing.
But it's like I can almost agree with him. Like bending is kind of a bad thing. Like it's used for evil, but it's almost sometimes. Like anything can be.
Exactly.
Like, okay, I don't know how political we should get, but it's like people say guns.
Yeah.
People use guns for hunting. Yeah. You know, to put food on their table. But it can also be used for bad things, and it's like it just depends on how you want to use that power. Yeah,
I was gonna say also I think you have a unique or at least different worldview, being that you are from the South and your family are hunters. Yeah, you know what I mean, like
because some people they don't like guns because they don't hunt. They've never had to eat. Yeah. A wild turkey that someone shot for them. You know, well, it's like their dad went out and shot.
I grew up in the Chicago suburbs, but my only access or idea of that was I had family that lived way up north that hunted. So like if it's like if you live like take it this way, I lived in south suburbs of Chicago. Guns normally are an idea of violence, whereas but in another part of the country they see it as something else. So I think it's subjective to each person, the bending. Right. They see it used like there were those in the very first few episodes. There was that crew of robbers. Yeah. That was like going around and like doing bad stuff that she ran into, and I can't remember what their names were. Yeah. But like she ran into them, whereas there's people out there doing good. You know what I mean? There's people like saving people or trying to whatever.
But just trying to live, just doing basic things just to live their lives and being like just minding their own business. Yeah. And it's like I don't think they should lose their bending. You get what I'm saying? I think the only reason that somebody should lose their bending, it would be like if they like do it wrong, they get put in jail, they take their bending away until they can get back out or something. It just
seems like such a like when you talk about like weapons or something, like it's just taking away like a physical item from someone. But like when you talk about taking away someone's bending, like it almost feels like you're like, I don't know, it's got like this weird like
it is like a weapon though, like it can be used as a weapon, so it's like disarming them, but in a way it's like it's taking away part of like their
who they are. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
that's
kind of
what I'm
like
saying. It's much more invasive.
It's like that's true, because if it is just moving blood around and filling a chakra or whatever it is very like it doesn't give them any freedom like within their body. Like it's like what's inside of your body is yours and your choices and everything, and that's kind of my belief. But it's like if they're using it to harm somebody, you know, like it's just it's such like a gray area.
That's what I'm saying. It's much more different. Like I don't know.
Like even like whenever it's
much more difficult to make that decision.
Whenever it's like Aang taking away that one dude's bending, or what's his name?
Zuko's dad. Ozai. Was it HUGZ? Yeah, it was alright.
No.
I'm talking about Yanok or whatever. Yanok. Yeah, what's his name? Some Yanni. I don't know what his name is.
Yeah. Tarlok's dad.
Yeah, it's like Yanake or something. I don't know.
Anyway, whenever he took that bending away, it was like, all right, he's doing terrible things. But was that the right choice? Like, should he have just, like, put him away somewhere?
I mean,
somehow. He was
actively, like, bloodbending everybody in that Korra. Like,
it's like, in that situation, like, how do you, like, what do you do?
Yeah.
You know, there's a certain point where it's like, you know, there's like a self-defense. Like, you can even kill somebody in self-defense if you're in enough danger. And it's like, it's such a gray area.
I get it
What's
in, like,
right and wrong.
I get it in that circumstance of, like, an active thing that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're defending other people. You're, like, shutting down an active thing. Whereas, like, you know, I don't know, Amon's just kind of going around just rounding people up. Like, hey, let's just get a line of people and freaking...
Yeah, but there's also people supporting him. There's people that are like, yeah, bending is terrible. Take my bending.
Yeah, but look what Tarlok did. Where he got all the non-benders together and, like, made...
Yeah.
You know, curfews and...
Yeah. It's just so, like, there's so many different, like pros and cons happening on either side, I think, now.
Overall, as a general, I think the way Amon's going about it is wrong.
Oh, yeah. The way he's doing it is
wrong. But
wrong.
his philosophy may not be wrong.
He shouldn't be taking people's bending.
The idea of equality is good. The way that he's rolling it out by force is not good.
Yeah, because if they want to just stand for something and protest against bending... All right, yeah, do your thing.
Or, like, protest for, like, regulation of bending.
Right.
Versus, like, I don't like that you're a bender, take it away.
Yeah, but...
Because, like, Lynn's power shouldn't have been taken.
Exactly, but forcing to take people's powers away, that's very wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Great episode, though. Really glad that we're getting new characters introduced, that we're getting more connections to the old show, that we're getting questions answered. And I also like whenever we get stuff right.
Yeah.
And, like, we haven't specifically...
I was like, man, we've not nailed that one in a long... Like, something like that good in a long time.
I mean, it kind of felt like that's the way it was going,
but
though.
That's kind of like whenever I would just remember sitting there, I was editing that one episode, and I was like, you said, how did he know where he was? How did Amon know where Tarek was? And I'm like, there's something about this that's just fishy. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's something to this. Like, they know each other. I said that. But they didn't.
Well,
Amon
they did.
Knew him.
Yeah, exactly.
But he didn't know who Amon was.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, they did, but he just didn't know that Amon was his brother.
Yeah, but Amon knew Tarlok was
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, they did, but they didn't. You know.
Yeah.
That whole story is, like, tragic because immediately it makes me want to, like, forgive Tarlok, because I always say, like, villains have more unique origins because normally, like, it takes something to turn you into a villain. You don't. I don't feel like the majority of bad characters or bad people are born bad.
Oh,
I believe that
something happens,
something
and we knew that.
them.
I think, like, last episode or something, we even said, like, something had to have happened to him for him to be this way. There has to be some type of there has to be some type of a tragic story. Even Tarlok had a tragic story. You know, like, they both, like, there's reasons. I want to see Amon without his mask. That's something that I want to see. Why does he wear a mask? Is it just
probably
so he doesn't
looks
get...
like Tarlok?
Yeah. He doesn't want to, like, be found out or whatever.
Outed, he might also look exactly like the dude, the dad. Yeah.
He might.
Because the dad was, like, this notorious...
Right.
villain. There might be a lot of people that know who he was.
The dad had surgery on his face, whereas Amon clearly didn't. I mean, we're assuming.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe he did and it got botched, and that's why he's got a mask.
Maybe he got into a fight with a bender.
He just fugly.
He was like, he's all effed up.
He could just be fugly.
He might have a Zuko scar.
Or just fugly. Don't know.
He might be just fugly, yeah.
Some people born fugly.
Yeah.
I should know. Alright, but let us know what you thought in the comment section down below. Like it if you did. Sub if you don't already. Shout out to our patrons watching the full and early reactions up on Patreon. Thank you so much for your support. You really don't know how much it means. It means the world. We'll be back with more videos soon. We love you guys. Bye.